This is the next flush of the pink oyster mushrooms. What I did with this one is I start them off on the top here like this, and when they start to show, because they're getting a little bit more moisture by being face up like this, I'll then just turn them over on their side. And it seems like I get a little bit better color, you know, just a little bit better overall everything. So I've done that with a few of these over here that are starting to show sign. It also gives them a little bit more shade. You can see some of these are starting to pop here, and these over here. I actually like the looks of the mushrooms growing on the back side. Here. These seem to be just overall better looking. So I'll probably let that go tomorrow, and then we'll go ahead and make up a pasta. You know, some oyster mushrooms, put a little venison in there, you know. Now this is the area I thought was going to be the first to show mushrooms. The log, went through all the extra steps, made sure this one had the water early on. Pretty much ignored those, and those are the ones that popped first. These down here, nothing yet. The only thing I'm really seeing is the pink oyster mushrooms, and that may be why I don't see any activity yet over here. These are the blues and yellows, and I'm not seeing any sign either coming out of the tops, the sides, or maybe no, and nothing down in there. Nothing down here. So I've got some yellow oyster mushrooms, some blue oyster mushrooms, and no sign of anything yet. So pink oyster mushrooms are starting to show. Once again, this method over here was a little bit more involved. I used a core drill to take out sections there, you know, put the spores down in there. Overall, it just took so much longer. Next year, I'm gonna just put them on the bottom and put the spores, and then put the straw bale on top of it. All this extra work of coring down into the center doesn't seem to make much of a difference. As a matter of fact, if you look out here, the area that's in the most sun is the first one that's shown solid signs of mushrooms. Now, once again, that's just the pink mushrooms, but we'll see what happens. And this here I thought would be a better area because I covered this back side where the spores were, thinking that this side would show first and then the other side would show, or at least be able to tell whether or not covering it made a difference. So I can confidently say that if you cover the straw bales and do the exact same thing for about 50 bales and put one side that's shaded, one side that's not, it won't make any difference. Because that next row right over there had no covering whatsoever, same conditions, same spores, same day, and this one took off. And once again, you can see that overall that's pretty much full sun. Keeping in mind, I'm not sure if anything else is gonna go. The blues and the yellows might not go. But for reference, if you want to do pink oyster mushrooms, piece of cardboard, straw bale, throw the spores underneath it, wet the straw bale down the first time, and for the most part, you're good to go. So, Serenity Farmz. Take one more look at that. This will go pretty good with some pasta. There you go. Look at all that organic bug life there too. Make sure we get that out of there. This one looks like I might have missed it, or start to come out. I think I missed it. So, first flush, or one of the first flushes of oyster mushrooms. Again, the straw bale, I start them standing up like this. And when I start to see activity, I flip them over on the side so they get more shade. And I think it'll just overall better breeze. These here I'm gonna leave this way just as a rough experiment, that if these two stay upright and these two are laid on their backside, see if it makes a difference. And if it does work, then probably forevermore I'll start them and flip them. Nice breeze. Serenity Farms, thanks. Stop on by your local farmer's market.